getting things sorted. I'm doing some overtime today. So what I wanted to do is come on with the Revolution Mousse shadow. And I've actually had this for a while. It's more like an amber color, or is it like a burnt sienna type color? But today the live is earlier. I did pop up a post yesterday just to say we will be doing this a little bit earlier. I'll be doing my skincare with you, only because I'm covering for somebody in work tonight. I'm doing their overnight. So um, let's get started. I really want to thank everybody for subscribing. I really appreciate my existing subscribers and very new subscribers. It means a lot to me. And I really do enjoy this, and I'm hoping that the channel will grow. I definitely have popped up comments aloud, and I've put it as public. And then again, I do really appreciate this is kind of lunchtime, so obviously do hashtag replay. I'm not expecting a huge amount of people today, but I didn't want to not go live on the days that I say I'll go live. So I'm going to even do my skincare with you guys today. This, first of all, I'm going to be using the Estee Lauder, and this is the Advanced Night Repair. And it's really, really good. A lot of complex. It's the multi-recovery complex. So we're going to pop that on lots of niacinamide, hyaluronic acid. Really, really good. I use it twice a day. So we're just going to pop that on. Again, thank you for the subscribers. This is going to be something regular now. Wednesdays will usually be 8:30 p.m. UK time. So that'll be Monday, Wednesdays, and Sundays will be the lives. And then Saturday is the longer form. Every single Saturday, there will be longer form content. So this rubs into the skin really, really well. I do appreciate, guys, that the algorithm is really, really good for 8:30 at night UK time. But I definitely didn't want to break my promise and not go live at some point on a Monday. And you can always then catch up afterwards. So I'm just letting that set into the skin. So eyeshadow mousses can either go one way. They'll either stick or they won't stay. So that's why I want to do a concealer or a primer. Now I think I've run out of my eyeshadow primer, because an eyeshadow mousse, if I show you, it's a lot, the consistency is a lot, obviously a lot looser. This is like an amber color. If I show you, that's what it looks like. So when you put that on the eye, it is going to be more liquidy. So definitely pop on a primer. I'm going to pop on concealer today because there's a myth that you have to have. Lani the Banny, hello, thank you for joining. So this is a makeup tutorial, just in case anyone's just hopping on. My name is Kira. I do makeup tutorials, and I also do mental health videos. I've been recently requested by subscribers to go live, so that's been really, really good. So what we're going to do is do an eyeshadow mousse tutorial today. And this is from Revolution, but I'm doing my skincare with you guys. I'm doing everything. I really love talking to you guys because the interaction is what, that's what I'm here for as well. But do take a look at my channel if you're interested. I do sort of reviews on products that I'm sent. I'll review anything that I like. I'll review, and also I do mental health. Thank you, Lani the Banny, for subbing. I always look at other people's channels too. So if you guys want to kind of promote your channel in the comments, definitely, like if you're a gamer, anything that, or your makeup, anything like that, definitely pop down your channel, and then people can see your channel in the comments and they can subscribe to you as well. So this is just the L'Oreal, and this is the Hyaluronic Replenishing Water Cream. And the great thing about that is if you just pop it up once, it just gives you just enough cream that you need. So it's not any waste, you're not wasting it all. But outside of YouTube, I'm a support worker. I work with Down syndrome adults, young adults, and autistic adults as well. I only have 30 subs. I understand, I know where you're coming from, but it's all about growing your channel. And what you could do is shorts are quite popular. So if you put up some shorts, they're quite good as well. And they kind of drive traffic to your channel as well. What kind of content do you do? Do you do gaming, or I know there's a lot of Darcy. Hey Darcy, thank you for joining. Don Devon, who are you? My name is Kira. I'm originally from Dublin in Ireland, but I live in the UK now. I'm a qualified makeup artist, freelance, but I've kind of popped that out. I've popped that out. I've stopped that for a while because I find freelance makeup artistry is very seasonal. It's not something that happens every single day. So I'm also, I work with young people with Down syndrome and autism during the day. Hello, Darcy. Shout out, Lanny the Banny cars. Oh, that's really interesting. If you did some shorts to Drive Channel, what kind of things about cars do you do? That sounds really interesting. I'm still got my provisional. I have to do my practical. Hello, baby. Where are you from? I'm from Bangladesh. I'm from Ireland and gaming. Darcy, I have cancer, so I can't really show my face in videos. Oh my goodness, I'm so sorry. I'm really sorry about that, Darcy. How are you? Are you in the middle of treatment? I'm really sorry about that. I have a friend, a former, who's had cancer, and she's just started to kind of recover from that with treatment. I'm really sorry to hear that. I hope you do feel better soon, stronger. So what I'm going to do is, because I don't have any SPF on today and I am going to work, I'm going outside. I do want to have, this is SPF 40. And I was saying on my live last night, guys, somebody was on my live from America and they were able to get SPF 100. Now I can't find that. In the UK. I can find SPF 50, but the higher the SPF, which is sun protection factor basically from the sun. So if you live in a country that is very, very hot and you're going to get a lot of sun, you have to protect your skin. So if you can get SPF 100, like we were saying last night on our live, definitely go there. I can find SPF 70 in the UK, but that's only online. In shops, I can get SPF 50. So it just depends, really. Let me just catch up. I'm so sorry, Darcy, that you have cancer. I understand that, but maybe some other people can relate to it. And so if you show your face in videos, maybe there's other people out there that are on YouTube and looking, and they might see you and kind of relate, and you can kind of then support one another. So that's something you could do, Darcy. And if you don't want to do that, you could also kind of just maybe have a voiceover and then have maybe images, but then you talk, and so people can still, your voiceover is there. There is an option on YouTube just to do a voiceover, so you could talk and you don't necessarily have to have people look at you. But I think even if you did show your face, a lot of people might relate to that. Can you be my green cards? Okay. So this is it, guys. This is the It Cosmetics Your Skin But Better. It's a color correction and it's medium coverage. But look what it says, guys. The big important thing, SPF 40. So definitely. But that's something, Darcy, you could do, because actually maybe people would really relate to you. But then if you don't want to put up, if you don't want to put your face online or anything like that, you could also just have an image, maybe the camera looking at an image, but then you can do the voiceover and kind of introduce yourself like that. So I'm just going to check if this is light, and I've got it in two. I've got light and fair light. I wonder if fair light's here, guys. If you're a regular subscriber, you'll know I'm in the middle of moving, so this isn't my usual background. Yes, fair light might be better. But that's, Darcy, something you could do. These SPFs last 2 hours clinically, so very bothersome to keep using again and again. 2 hours, really? I didn't know that. So an SPF, if you put on an SPF in the morning, it's only going to last 2 hours. Wow, that's something new to me. I didn't realize. Does that depend on the strength of it? So if it's SPF 30 or 50, I never knew that, actually. That's quite interesting. I must let my subscribers know about it, because last night on the live, we had such a long conversation about SPF. And I was telling my subscribers, use SPF throughout the year. So not just summer, so, spring, winter. There's a big myth. You don't have to use SPF in the winter because there's no sun. But actually, there's environmental factors that will really, affect your skin if you don't. What am I doing here, guys? I'm moving things around. Thank you guys for looking at the video today. The live. This is a different algorithm today. I usually do 8:30 p.m. UK time, but because I'm doing some overtime today, I'm covering for a colleague. I'm doing it a bit earlier today. But UK time, guys, 8:30 in the evening is when I usually go live, and that is on Sundays, Mondays, and Wednesdays. Check clinically. I studied that in med school. Well, that's really interesting, guys. I wonder why that's not talked about more. Because if you put that on during the day, and you expect it to kind of cover you for at least 6 or 7 hours. That's what that looks like, guys. This is the It Cosmetics color corrector in light. So that's what we're going to do. Wow, that's really interesting. Um, that's actually quite scary when you think about it. People put on their SPF and go about their day, and then actually, in fact, they're not after 2 hours, like you say, they're not protected. I will definitely actually, if you don't mind, on my lives, Faizan, if I'm pronouncing that right, I might actually let my subscribers know because we had such a big conversation about it last night. But the fact that it only lasts for 2 hours, that's really interesting. So what I'm going to do is just use my beauty blender and we're just going to blend that around the face. It does have SPF 40 and I have got my SPF. Hi Emma, thank you for joining. So this is a makeup tutorial channel primarily, but I have been requested to go live. So this is probably my 22nd live. I'm very new to it since February. And I also do mental health videos and any reviews, anything on scent, I also review, and also vlogs. So that's kind of the kind of premise of my channel. But I also do have social media links below, such as Instagram. I'm very, very new to TikTok. So I think I have about 20 photos there. But Instagram, there's a lot on Instagram. So you can take a look at that as well. And I always do photos afterwards of the finished looks in my posts and on Instagram and TikTok. So you can see, guys, it gives a little bit of a shine. It does say it's medium coverage. I do think I'll pop on a little bit more, only because I think I just certain areas of my skin. So the T-zone for me is where I start to lose my color first. So I'm just going to be extra kind of aware of that, and that's what that looks like. It's a color corrector, and it's got SPF 40. And I will say, It Cosmetics, if there's something that you can't buy in terms of financially stretched to, e.l.f. do really good dupes. So this is what we've popped on. It's the color corrector, medium coverage skin tint brightening glow serum. So take it, it is a serum, and it's got SPF, UVB and UVA rays 40. So that's a really good factor. But I'll certainly, Fabian, YouTube videos where UV cameras show actually what's happening on the skin. In Japan, they have made the most clinically correct combination in creams. That is actually something that's really, really interesting to me, because I'm really trying to take care of my skin. I think what I was saying last night is some people were saying to me, do you use SPF, or should you use basically SPF in the summer, or sorry, in the winter? And I said, absolutely, because there are still pollutions out there. There's still things in the air that can certainly affect your skin. But that's really interesting, Faizan. I will actually, if you don't mind, do a live on that because in my normal times, which are 8:30 UK time, because I think it's really interesting. If you don't know, guys, and you're just tuning in, and we're talking about SPF, this is primarily a makeup channel. But what Faizan has just said is that he knows, because he went to med school, that SPF creams only actually last for the first 2 hours of your day. So what you're going to have to do in that case is you're going to have to reapply every 2 hours to protect yourself for the full day. So that's just something to keep in mind. So what I'm going to do now is use my Maybelline Eraser Multi-Use Concealer. I've got my SPF on underneath my skin today. So as well as SPF in the foundation, we do have SPF cream protection, skin protection. So what I would advise is, if that is the case where cream only lasts in terms of SPF for 2 hours, bring your cream with you and obviously reapply, no matter what factor that is, even if it's factor 70, reapply that, because you don't want to obviously put your skin at risk. So now what we're going to do is just kind of blend that in. So I use this as a color corrector, and then I go in with e.l.f., and that is the hydrating concealer, and that's what I use to conceal. So that's what we're going to do today. The weather in the UK, guys, if you don't know, UK weather and Ireland weather is very cold. You get a lot of kind of wind, rain, and we're going through an extremely... I'll just call them back, guys. I'm getting a call. We're going through an extreme heat wave at the minute, which is not like us. SPFs should be used, no doubt, but it's way less effective in the way most people use it. I use it more frequently as it's bothersome for a lot. Wearing hats, etc., is equally protective. Oh yes, wearing hats, sun hats, definitely, for sure. Um, I completely agree with that. Um, it just protects your, obviously, your head, your face. Um, so that's just the color corrector. What we're going to do now is go in with the e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer. And I'm just going to pop that in the areas that I generally need coverage, which is just around the eyes and then just around the T-zone. And that's about as much as I put on, guys, because there's a lot in this. Okay, and then we're just going to use our Makeup by Mario, and that's more of a skin enhancer. Mine is in light, and I'll show you that in a moment. I'm just keeping an eye on the time because where I live, guys, in comparison to where my work is about an hour and a half away. If you're a long-time subscriber, you'll know I'm in the middle of moving at the minute, which will be only about 15 minutes away from where I work. But in the meantime, I'm having to take into account the fact that I do live an hour and a half away from work. So I'm going to have to leave earlier than usual. So this is just the Real Techniques Foundation buffing brush, and all I'm going to do is just buff in the rest of that concealer, and we will go from there. But it just really, using the sponge first, just kind of sets it in motion. But yeah, sun hats for sure, particularly if you've got pale skin. Okay. But yeah, it can be bothersome reapplying SPF every 2 hours, but it's certainly worth it if that's the only amount of time that it actually lasts. So that's it, guys. We've kind of done our color correction, we've done our concealer. Now what I'm going to do is go in with Makeup by Mario, and this is the Soft Sculpt Transforming Skin Enhancer. Now you can get it in dark colors and use it as a contour. I basically just use it, as it says, as a skin enhancer, but it's also called Soft Sculpt because you can get a deeper color and really use it as a contour to bring in the jawline and everything. For me, this is light, and I'm just going to use it kind of, as they say, it's a bit shiny, sorry about that, as a skin enhancer. So I literally just pop it around just before I set the skin with any powder. I want to show you my powder today. Is the eye setting powder. It's the Revolution, and it's their no flashback rose setting powder. So we'll be doing that as well. But guys, thank you so much for looking at the live today. I do appreciate it. It's not the same time that I usually put it on, 8:30 UK time. But any new subscribers I get, I love actually just talking to you guys, finding out where you're from in the world. I'm from Ireland. I'm a naturally very chatty person. So sometimes, when I don't see friends or I'm just home from work, I do kind of like chatting to you guys because it does make me kind of feel a bit better. And I hope you guys, I'm getting a lot of feedback that you guys like to talk as well, which is good too. But if you're new to the channel or you're looking at the stream, definitely take a look at the channel. So this is it, guys. As you can see, it just gives a little bit of color. It's not over the top in any way. So what we're going to do now is set the under eyes, and that is the Super Matte Fix Revolution baking powder in rose. Now it comes in banana as well, but I think we can all really take a lot from what Faizan said about SPF, because I actually didn't know SPF only lasts for 2 hours. I had no idea about that. So that's very useful to know, because you could put on SPF 70, say at 8 o'clock in the morning, come back at 5 in the evening, and you've only had 2 hours of protection from the sun. So that's really, really interesting. So for sure, I would say carry your SPF with you and reapply throughout the day. So this is what it looks like. It's just a pink powder. You can get it in banana powder. I'm just going to look for my puff, my triangle puff here. And I just, the corners of this just really suits the under eye. Revolution is kind of a very affordable brand. And all you do, guys, is just set what you've done. And I love the triangle shape because it really just shapes the eyes. It sets everything for you, sets your concealer. Then I just use whatever. So you can see, guys, the difference there. It's just kind of set everything, mattified it slightly, and kind of just, you can really depend on it. Okay, so this is, again, just what it looks like. And we're just going to pop that on the other side. But I hope everyone's having a good start to their week so far. If you guys have a look at my lives, you will know that there's been a little bit of a strange story time going on in the house at the minute. And I had a lot of support last night because I felt like if I say this to people, it sounds crazy. But last night, basically, I finally kind of did a little bit of a story time about what's been happening in this house. Now, keep in mind, if you don't know me, I'm actually moving out quite soon, maybe 2 to 3 weeks' time. But there's been kind of odd things happening. Um, about 6 months ago, I was fast asleep in bed, and something just like, and I know this sounds crazy, but I did get a lot of support yesterday to make me not sound crazy. I was fast asleep. It does take me a while to get to sleep, but once I'm asleep, I'm a heavy sleeper. And this was kind of November, December time, so it was very, very cold in the UK. So I went to bed, had the heavy covers on, and something just pulled them down. And it actually woke me up, and I could see the covers just going down. And it obviously frightened me. Said it to my friend Sophie. She said, just keep in mind, kind of keep your mind open. Don't really worry about it too much. Then 6 months went by and nothing happened. So I was like, okay, maybe these things happen. Not that these things happen, but my friends were like, were you dreaming? And I said, no, I was awake, and I saw the covers just being pulled right down. So I didn't think about it. I kind of, because I'm not here during the day a lot, I'm working, kind of, I'm not here, am I, during the day? So it doesn't really affect me. But last Wednesday, and this is what we were talking about last night, and I did get some support. So thank you for that, because I'm a very practical person. I'm very practical in thinking. I'm not very spiritual. I'm Catholic, but I'm not a practicing Catholic in any way. So I think very factually and practically. And so what made me think about it was last Wednesday, then just gone. I came home, went into the shower, was brushing my teeth after the shower, and I'm a very practical person. So saying this does make me feel very self-conscious, but something just like tapped, just really gently, just that. I could hear it, like you can hear that, but then I could also see my dressing gown kind of move up and down, and then that's all that's happened. So, yeah, I don't know. I was talking about it last night. People said these things can happen. It depends on, what this house used to be. I'm not spiritual, or I don't think about any of that, guys. So for that to happen to me is a little bit weird. But yeah, I'm moving out of the house in 3 weeks, so maybe it's a good thing. But I was here for a year. Actually, I was here for 14 months, guys, and nothing happened. Hi, Carly. How are you? Thank you for joining. And if you do want to check out the live tomorrow, or yes, today, from last night, you can see us all talking about it, and a couple of people were saying, it's probably just something friendly, but really odd, guys. I'm not a spiritual person, so I haven't told everybody that it's happened, but literally 6 months ago, I was kind of awake, and my bed covers just like pulled down by themselves. And then I told my friend, and she said, let's just don't, if anything else happens, obviously, but kind of, because I'm very practical. I'm not somebody who would ever look into things like that. And then on Wednesday, just brushing my teeth as normal, and yeah, something just tapped me on the shoulder. I could hear it, and I could also see my dressing gown do that. So I don't know, guys. I'm not going to freak myself out anymore. So if you guys have any kind of similar stories or advice, thankfully I'm moving in 3 weeks. And the thing is, I'm not really somebody that gets kind of jittery or scared, or so it just surprised me. That's all really, guys. So that was it. The crown under people's names means, guys, I think the people, hi Anne Roberts, I think what that means, Anne, is that somebody has commented the most in this live. So say the first person to comment, they have a crown with 1. Say the second person to comment the most has a crown with 2. And it just means, I think it's just the amount of times they comment, basically. So I think that's what that means. So now that we've said that, what we're going to do is go in with the Rimmel, and I'm doing really well with this, the Rimmel Transparent 001. And this is what it looks like. I'm doing really, really well with this. I'm hitting pan with this, which means what that means is that you're using up a lot of the product, and I'm trying to do that before I buy anything else. So what I'm going to do is just get my powder brush. This is from DJS Beauty. Oh, thank you, Anne. Thank you for joining. Okay, you've got to go. No problem. Thank you for joining today. So all I'm doing is popping this on. I'm not dragging the skin in any way, guys. Just making sure everything's set, particularly for me in the T-zone. And today is quite a warm day outside. Just setting everything, really. So what we're going to do is pop on my brow products, and it should be the e.l.f. micro pen. If I've put it away somewhere, we'll look for something else. I do have water here today, guys, because it is super hot. But if you do like the live today, or you want to look at other lives, previous lives, and you want to look at the channel, feel free to do so. Water is needed, guys. We're not used to this weather in the UK. Okay, so if I have popped it somewhere, we might just improvise. Sorry guys, I'm just looking for my brow pencil. So we're going to have to go in with She Glam, I think. I'm just going to give that a shake. This is the She Glam, and it is the liquid eyebrow pencil. And I'm definitely running low on this. So that's kind of the shape it is. And this is kind of what you get. You have to really work at it. And I think I am running low on that. So all I'm going to do is pop that through the brows. Like that. And it just kind of shapes them up. The color you can control. So the more you go in, the more. So it's not like a pencil where you're going to get that color intensifying every single time you apply it. With this one, you have to shake it to get the liquid down. And then once that's done, you just keep on going until you get the color you want. So I don't want anything particularly different on this side. Just want to, sorry, excuse me. I just want to kind of clean them up a bit and make them look a bit more shaped and defined. So that's all I'm doing. But guys, a mousse eyeshadow really needs a base, because you're already going to have, you know, that kind of cream consistency. So this is the Revolution Mousse in Amber Rose, and it's their eyeshadow. So, but thank you, Anne, for joining. Who's on holiday now? I know a lot of the schools here have closed now for the summer. So are you guys on holiday, or is anybody who works going on holiday this year? I'm not, because I'm moving. I hope to go somewhere next year. So what we're going to do is go in with the bronzer, and that's going to be the Kiko Milano, and this is Flawless Fusion, and I love the packaging. There is a mirror, but I won't blind you guys. There's a mirror there, but again, I'm hitting pan on this, which means that I'm definitely getting down to the end of that. I'm going to use my Real Techniques contour brush, if I can find it, guys. Yes, it's right in front of me. Okay, here we go. Real Techniques contour brush. I'm not going to go in with anything liquidy today, just because in the heat, sometimes liquids can really stick, and no matter what kind of, no matter what setting spray you use, sometimes if it's liquid and there's a lot of heat, it can just melt, and it's not a good look. So this is the Kiko Milano Medium Fusion bronzer. And I think Kiko Milano are definitely more of a product in between, I would say, high end and low end. And I think they do kind of copy a lot of what Laura Geller does, which is really interesting. So we're just going to go under the chin there. And then I'm not going to go really contourish, more of a bronze, just kind of get that sun look. I'm not going to go too sharp or precise with it. And that's it, guys. What we're going to do now is I am going to go in with the Revolution bronzing drops. And they're really good. They only come in one color, unfortunately, but it's not a bad color. I think it would suit a lot of skin tones. This is in Rosy Pink. Sorry if it's shining on you there. Revolution blush drops. And I'm just going to show you on the back of my hand what that looks like. You don't need a lot. As you've seen before, if you're a regular viewer, when we have looked at it, 2 or 3 drops, and it's really intense. But the fact is it's very kind of pale, so it's not going to look too intense. So that's what we're going to do, just on the back of my hand to warm that up. That's what that looks like. And we're just going to take that up the cheek there as well. We're going to then use a clean finger, blend that into the skin, and then I go in with a clean blender brush. You can see, guys, it really is controlling the color there. So you can see there will be pictures in natural lighting. Definitely take a look at my Instagram if you want to. It's down below. My TikTok, as I said before, I'm super new to TikTok, so I think there's like 20 maybe from the last lives, 20 photos, but Instagram has a lot of my past and kind of, if you ever want to know a little bit more about me, that's on Instagram. I'm going to use just one of my clean blender brushes, and we're just going to fluff that away just to make it look a little bit more natural. So we just have that flushed look. So that's kind of the base makeup done, guys, before we go into the mousse. So what I'm going to do is, and I always say this, I set the base makeup, then I go in with the eyes. So we're just going to set that. It should be the e.l.f. gripping. Oh, guys, where have I put it? Yes. Then I'm going to take a water because it's super hot. I'm just keeping an eye on the time. Okay. This is the e.l.f. Power Grip Dewy Setting Spray. So we're just going to spray that. It's a mist. So we're just going to, and again, pictures of the finished product will be up on, results even, product will be up on my Instagram, the post section, and TikTok. So that's kind of the base done. So let's have a look at this mousse. You can get them in different colors. This is Revolution Shadow Mousse, Eyeshadow Mousse. So let's have a quick look at that. So we're just going to start off in the inner corners and go super soft, guys. Let's have a look. Why don't we swatch it first? Let's have a quick look at that. Wow, it's super creamy as well. So we're going to bring that right above the crease as well. So let's just have a look what it looks like on the lid, and then we'll take a look. Wow, look at that, guys. Amazing. So it says it's like an amber rose color, but I would say it's like a medium red maybe, or brown. That's what that looks like. And what have I forgotten to do? Put my concealer on. So I would certainly recommend primer, just for, especially when it's liquid eyeshadow or concealer. You don't have to have a primer, guys. If you can't stretch the primer in terms of a budget, your concealer is absolutely fine. It does the same thing. Wow, look at that. So it's quite fresh. It's not like, so if you, that's what it looks like, and that's kind of the result you get on the eye. So I'm going to bring that just above the crease, and then if we need to brush anything away or tidy it up slightly, so we do need to tidy that up, but the good thing about a liquid is that you can kind of control it this way. There you go, and you can kind of get that shape fixed. So that's nice, guys. I do like that. Certainly summery. I have an aversion or an allergic reaction to false eyelashes. So I always curl my lashes and just really look for a waterproof mascara. It's really important, I think, if you can't use anything on your eyes, certainly go with a waterproof mascara, a really good reputable one. Because people initially think waterproof rain, but actually waterproof in the summer with all the oils and the sweat and things like that, even though it's not nice to think about, that can actually, remove your mascara. So definitely go for a waterproof, we're just going to go on the other side, waterproof mascara. So what do you think of this color, guys? It comes in gold, they came in cream, and it came in green. And I just thought this color looked, is there an actual color name to it? Let's have a look. Amber bronze, that's what it's called, amber bronze. I don't know why I was saying amber rose, amber bronze. Love it, guys. I love this color. Really nice. And again, you can control it because it's so, there we go. And that's what it looks like, guys. I'd love to know your thoughts on that. If you've gotten it before, I think liquid eyeshadow, you always have to be super careful. Just because, make sure you got that base underneath, the primer base, which I forgot. But certainly, guys, you go for it and do that if you want to. And the only reason I say that is that you'll get more longevity out of the eyeshadow. So let's have a look. I'm just going to bring this one up slightly higher. And then I'm going to show you my mascara. Okay, let me know what you think of that, guys. You could certainly bring that under the eye, that kind of thing. Liner and lashes would be amazing. I just have an allergic reaction to lashes, so I can't wear them. But I'm quite happy with that. And obviously it's very easy to remove because it's liquid. I would just say, and I'll reiterate one more time, certainly use a primer or concealer. So now we're just going to go in with the mascara. I do curl my lashes, guys, because curling your lashes does about 50% of the work of the mascara because it really gets them into the shape that you want. And I'll show you the curler I have. It's from Studio London from Superdrug. And I think that's probably the amount I would put on. So that's it, guys. Amber Rose. That's what that is. Wow. I'm really, really liking that. You can get green cream, a cream color, and gold. That's what I found so far. I think they've come out with a purple now. Again, Revolution are really, really affordable brand. So that's that, guys. Okay, let's curl the lashes and I'll show you the curler that I use, and then I might get some water. So this is the Revolution. The reason I want to show it to you is that it has a cushion effect. So if you're very new to eyelash curlers and you're thinking, what do I get? Try to get one that has a cushion, guys, because this is what your lash is going to rest on, and it's going to be very gentle. It's not going to hurt too much. And so even if you go in too far accidentally, it's not going to kind of hurt too much, and you'll be able to kind of reposition it. Now, what I generally do is I get a smaller mirror and I curl my lashes looking down at that mirror, and I put my mascara on looking down at that mirror. And the only reason I say that is when you look ahead directly, you're really trying to get closer into that mirror to see. But if you get a smaller mirror, and we're just about finished this live, guys, but I do want to say thank you so much for joining. I know it's not my usual time. The algorithm for 8:30 in the evening has been really good. But because I'm doing overtime, I didn't want to kind of not do a live today. And you can always, do hashtag replay. So that's that. So what I was saying is, for me, 50% of the eyeshadow or the mascara is using a curler. So definitely get one, guys, that has that cushion effect, because it's gonna really take care of your lashes. It's not gonna hurt. So what I'm gonna do is get a really close-up mirror here, and I'm gonna look down. I'm gonna grab my mascara just to show you, and then we're gonna be finished shortly. But I really want to thank you guys for joining me today. And we really learned a lot, I think, from Faison about the SPF. So if you don't know SPF, what we kind of talked about today is SPF actually only lasts, that we learned today, for 2 hours of the entire day, whether that's SPF 50, 70, 100. So to keep your SPF with you and reapply every 2 hours, because that's something we all found out today. If you didn't know already, something I certainly didn't know. So let's have a look. This is the Mile High mascara, and I think it's a dupe for the Colossal mascara. So we're going to use that from Collections. So let's just curl these lashes, and then I'm going to have some water. Okay, curl the lashes. And you can see I'm going the cushion side down. So we're just going to curl those lashes just to get them curled up slightly, get that shape, as you can see. And then we're going to go in with the mascara. But definitely, guys, take a look at the channel if you like any kind of reviews, makeup reviews, mental health videos. I also I've got a playlist of smoothies that I used to do. I'm really going to try and get back into kind of health and things like that as well. Okay, so what I do is I use a smaller mirror and I look down directly. And we're just going to, so this is the Colossal. It's a dupe for the Colossal mascara. It's Mile High mascara from the Collections brand. So if I show you, you can see the kind of difference there. Again, thank you all for joining today. I really do appreciate you all. I'm really focusing on growing the channel, but I also take into account what you guys like to see as well. So, okay. So now that I've done sort of 90% of the mascara, I then can look ahead, and then if there's anything I need to correct, I can. But the majority of the mascara is done, which then kind of minimizes any mistakes or anything like that. So that's that, guys. Again, photos will be after this in my post section and on Instagram and TikTok. Really just making sure I get the inner corner lashes as well. So that's that, guys. Let's have a look at the other side. So I'm going to curl the other lash, and we might do a little down below slightly, not too much, super careful. Usually on my longer form content, you don't see this part because I fast forward it for you guys, because I appreciate it's not very interesting seeing somebody do mascara for 5 minutes. Okay. There we go. Okay, let's just curl the other lash. Again, here we go. And we're just going to curl the other lash now, looking down. And just... Okay. And now we're just going to go back in with that mascara. But definitely, guys, take a look at the channel, see what you think. If it's something you like, You're welcome to subscribe. I always love meeting new people. Again, guys, a lot of the lives, I love makeup. Makeup is great, but it's not the be all and end all, as I say, in life. I think meeting people, chatting to people, that's my big thing about the lives that I really love doing. I love getting to know you guys. The conversations we have sometimes are really good. You never know what you're going to kind of talk about, which I love. Um, so that's kind of what the makeup looks like. I think that color, is it Amber Rose it said it was? It's really good. And again, it's liquid. It's like a mousse. So very easy to kind of control if you make a mistake. Okay. So guys, it looks like we're coming to the end of it. Okay, so that's the mascara there, guys. Just coming up a little bit closer. And then we might just slightly, not too bad. I don't want to go too close with that. So you could certainly put lashes on. I just have a allergic reaction to lashes, unfortunately. So that's kind of the look. If I look down, there will be pictures. Now what I'm going to do is just give that a few minutes and we're going to go back in with that e.l.f. gripping dewy setting spray. So even though we've set everything and it looks quite mattified, this is the e.l.f. Give it a shake there. It's the Power Grip Dewy Setting Spray, and it does definitely help. It's kind of made my I'd say my makeup has lasted at least 8 hours with this, and that's in heat as well, so that's great. So I'm just going to take a water, which then will give this mascara time to dry. And I hope you guys have a really good rest of your day. I appreciate you all coming on. I have to go and start cleaning the rest of the apartment because there's viewings, so people are going to be looking around. Okay, so let's hope this is enough dried. There we go. It's a mist as well. So if you get it and you're wondering, I can't feel it come on the face, it's actually not a spray, it's a mist, but it definitely works, guys. Don't worry. 5 or 6 sprays and you're done, but you will feel a mist. It's very soft. And that's a mistake I made when I started buying it at the start. That's why there's a lot gone already, because I thought, oh, I'm not feeling it. Why isn't it going on? And then actually it does say it's a mist. So you're going to feel a lot of a lighter consistency on that. So guys, thank you for joining. Again, it was a little bit of an earlier video today. If you are very new to the channel, do take a look if you've just been on the stream today. So I'm in the UK, so my normal times to go online on my days are Mondays, Wednesdays and Sundays, and they are at 8:30 at night UK time. So I'd love to see you then. That's when the algorithm really sets in and you'll meet other people there too. I also love you guys being able to promote your channel as well down below. So guys, have a really, really good rest of your day. I'll pop on some photos on my Instagram, TikTok and post section. Have a great day and I'll see you very soon.